To what extent are you responsible for the actions of your pets? The owner of 3 dogs has been charged with second-degree murder after the fatal mauling of a 9-year-old girl. Veterinarian Dr. Arvid Edward is joining us today to weigh in via Skype. Doc, welcome. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Great to see you.
We are all dog lovers here, but when I heard this story, my heart sank because I just sat there thinking to myself, that poor 9-year-old girl when those 3 dogs got loose. Before we get into the legal elements of this, when dogs do that, when 3 dogs, is that a pack mentality type of behavior?
Yes, this was a pack mentality. Anytime there are 2 or more dogs together, they operate in a pack. And when operating in a pack, that actually emboldens them to become even more aggressive than they would as an individual or solo. And so when these dogs escaped the premises, they had one mission, and that was to seek and destroy. And unfortunately, this little girl was riding her bike in the path of their destruction.
How could this attack have been prevented, and what can people do if they ever find themselves in this really unfortunate situation where they find themselves being pursued by dogs?
Well, one way it could be prevented is that with ownership. A lot of times these attacks occur as a result of negligent, irresponsible, or uninformed owners. Had this owner had the premises secure and was in direct supervision of these pets, no wild dog should ever be allowed to roam free in a backyard without direct supervision because you never know what's going to happen.
So do you think the owner should be charged with murder, in your opinion, as a veterinarian?
In my opinion, yes. I think a statement needs to finally be made. And I think that in a situation where the owner knew that these dogs were aggressive, and after having an argument with the dad regarding the stability of the fencing, the owner knew that the fencing was damaged and then left these dogs unattended to a point where they escaped. So yes, I do.
Before we let you go, is it true that they always talk about the alpha? If as a dog owner you are able to get to a place where, because we all know dogs who have exhibited violent behavior as a youngster and then they become the sweetest dog as they become trained. Is it true that if you create an environment around a dog that you become the alpha, that they're able to, I'll say, submit to that and become more obedient and maybe lose their aggressive ways? Because look, we see it in humans too. I like human beings, but there are human murderers out there.
Yep.
So I'm curious if dogs can be, I'll call it rehabilitated.
There's myths out there saying that you can love the aggression out of some dogs. Um, I don't think you really can love the aggression out of them. I think you can just put them in more suitable environments that condones their personality. A lot of these dogs are traumatic and they have switches that can be flipped at any given time and they're very unpredictable. So when some of these dogs end up going back to adoption agencies because of problems they had in another household, and you have someone looking and say, oh, I feel sorry for this dog. Oh, I can love him like no one else can. Yeah, you might be able to get that dog to respond to you better, but because of the traumatic experience they had in a previous household or a previous situation, you never know what triggers are going to enter that dog's life with them in your care that can set them off again.
Such a tragic, tragic story. Dr. Arvid, thanks so much for weighing in on this.